Alright guys, welcome back to Hundley TA. We are doing a live charting session today, and I just wanted to make sure I can clean up my charts, straighten out some of these zones, make sure they're nice and accurate. Some of these zones can get muddied up over time and kind of shift around a little bit, and just overall, once I get too many of these zones, it can clutter up my charts and hinder my decision making. So yeah, we're just gonna do a few Forex pairs here, a handful. I don't want to mess with any of my live trades I'm looking at right now, but we're gonna try and speed run this and try and show you how quick it can be. And like I said, this is something I do only every once in a while, so it's not even what I do daily. My charting analysis is much quicker on a daily. So before we get started, just remember, no, this is financial advice, and trading is very risky. But yeah, I'll just like to show how I approach the charts myself. So first things first, let's wipe all of this. Let's jump out to the weekly. I always start on the weekly. You can even do monthly if you want to. But we're just looking for very prominent zones, and I don't want to go too big. I like to keep them, a decent size. I like to include tops and bottoms where I can, but I don't want to make them too big, if that makes sense. So very, very obvious zones where you can see price has bounced multiple times before and has respected that zone on both the resistance and the support side. Usually tops and bottoms are what I like to draw. And yeah, once you see them, pretty easy to spot. So that's all on the weekly. Let's zoom back in on the 4 hour, and because the 4 hours is where I'm looking on the daily, and I really only care about this more recent section for the most part. I mean, we can zoom out a little bit more, but on my day-to-day analysis, I'm going to be on these more recent charts. So I actually have a different color I use as my hourly zone, so I can easily differentiate that. And the purpose of zooming out on the weekly is I can get an idea of how strong of a zone this is. So higher to the time frame, generally the more strong of a zone I'll be looking at. So that'll help with my decision making and where I want to place trades and those kind of things. So I'm gonna get this top here and we'll move on. So yeah, if I was looking for a trade, I'll probably look at this tomorrow because it's not quite there yet. I could look at a long at this zone here. GBP/USD. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. Remove all drawings, zoom out weekly, quickly get a good idea of where our zones should be placed. So looks like there's a pretty obvious zone right there, weekly, and then we can get a top and a bottom as well, and there might be even one more right here, something like that. Zoom in on the 4 hour, just get a full screen worth of data usually is what I work with. Start drawing some hourly zones here, and could even do one within this weekly zone. Get a little more finite. I don't know if finite's the right word, but get a little more minuscule. So these zones aren't the clearest, so I'm just not even going to bother. We'll just leave it at that. This one looks like it could break this zone, so could be along there, but yeah, I'll try to limit the analysis for right now. We're just focusing on charting today. Got one right there. Actually got a pretty clear one right here, and I don't know if I want to include what I got down there. Maybe we'll bump it down just a little bit. Include that a little bit, and then it looks like we have pretty clear one right there. And let's zoom in on the 4 hour now. Right there. My thing does say 1 hour, but I use it for 4 hours as well. I don't think there's the biggest difference between an hour and 4 hour. That I just use the same interchangeably. So yeah, so this one is just bouncing between those. I'm just gonna see real quick if there's anything else up here. So like I'm probably getting just going a little too heavy with the charting here. Like honestly I probably shouldn't even bother with that. Today I should just be focused on what's relevant, what I'll be looking at for the next few days. If it does pop up here, then I'll just add that zone real quick. But yeah, this should just be a super quick process. And let's see here. This one's kind of weird. I mean, there is something in the middle here for sure, but it has been ignored a little bit right there. So but yeah, if you can't find a clear, or if I can't find a clear zone, I'm just not gonna bother. We really just want to be working with very obvious areas of support and resistance, because that'll give me the highest likelihood of success when making my trading decisions. So yeah, just 2 clear zones like that. That's all I need. CAD JPY, same thing weekly. Something like this, like probably just leave out this part because you know we have so many touches up here, and this is just the exception. So you definitely want to keep that in mind when I definitely want to keep that in mind when I draw it, but I don't even, I'll probably hang on to that one and just note that it broke through here. Let's zoom in on the 4 hour. I mean, I guess there's kind of something right there. It's definitely this balance of having a small enough zone so you know you can have a stop loss that isn't too crazy huge, but also being able to include as many of these touches as possible. That makes sense. And that gives me a little more confidence in my zone when I can see how many times it's been tested and respected. So right on the CAD CHF weekly, wipe the chart. Alright, quick draw of the weekly zone. This one's not super clear. I might want to drill down a little bit more and get a little bit more detail on the 4-hour chart. So I mean, like, these are some pretty recent zones. Just very localized, but you can tell, like, as this is moving down, it breaks its support zone. It's come back and it's tested as resistance multiple times in a row. So GBP, JPY, weekly, swipe to this chart. So you can see it's just the same thing over and over again. Very simple. That's how I like to trade. Just like that. Zoom in on the 4-hour. It's very simple. Support and resistance. And four-hour. This one's a little less clear, but I still think it's pretty decent for how many times it's been touched. And this one's a little wonky. Like, don't want a crazy big zone here, but I might just keep it like that. Maybe one more right here, something like that. I mean, you can tell this one can get a little choppy, get a little reckless and wild when it hits these zones and have these crazy wicks. So definitely want to pay attention to that, but let's close this a little bit. Still like to be able to read the pairings. Alright. Yeah, this one, I feel like this is one of those pairings I just haven't traded that much. For this reason, just the support and resistance on that one just isn't very clear. NZD CAD. This one, same kind of thing. I wonder if it's an NZD thing going on. I'm just gonna zoom in on the 4-hour for this one. There's nothing really that makes sense on the weekly. Could probably get away with something like this. I mean, that's still a little like broad, which I don't like, but might work there. It's another big one. Yeah, I'll just move on. Like, that's the beauty of having so many pairs, is if something doesn't work, then you just move on to the next one. Should be able to find something. Gold. It's a little different. I don't know. I haven't traded gold very much, so I might not spend as much time trading this one, but yeah, let's move on. AUD/USD. Swipe this one. Oh, we're still on the 4-hour here. I'll just keep that one. Zoom it to the weekly. Sure, we can get some weekly zones in here. That one seems pretty clear. Apart from this crazy volatility there. It seems like some sort of black swan event or something, like 2008. Yep, totally. Another one right there. maybe you just draw one up here. I mean, we're not gonna get there for ages, but and then 4 hour. And you could even go, or I could even go a little further down on the time frame. So I went down to 1 hour here. You could get some more minute zones that could work out for you. I can work on any time frame I want. I just have grown accustomed to the 4 hour. It has turned out to be a little bit more of a swing trading time frame for me. I've had a lot of trades go for weeks. So 1 hour might be a little bit more of a sweet spot for day trading, and I did that more a while ago. I think I might start looking back into it a little bit more, but obviously the higher the time frame, like I mentioned before, the more respected the zone will be typically. So weekly, I mean, it seems like there's something here, but is it even worth drawing when it's just so scattered like that? I don't know. We'll keep it for now. 4 hour, not a ton going on here, like nothing super clear. It's another NZD one, so might pass on that for now. Weekly, some quick weekly zones. That one's just not even relevant. So far away from where we are now. Got that one. Got this one. Don't even need to get that big with it. You could probably say something like that, but I might even leave. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that for the 4 hour time frame. It's a little more localized. And boop, boop, boop. Make sure you swap that over to my 4 hour, my hourly zone. There's one right there for sure. And we'll get down to this last one and we'll have you on your way. So weekly, this one's actually getting close to its high, like it's weekly high. Way back from 2008. That's interesting. Or sorry, back in the 80s. Wow, that's interesting. It's kind of cool, some of the stuff you find on charts when you really zoom out. Alright, we'll just go on the 4 hour. Do a quick one like that. Put it on the hourly. No, that one's not even relevant. Yeah, that's probably it. But anyway, that's probably about, I don't know, 15, 12 pairs, a dozen pairs. Got through in about 20 minutes. I had some intro monologuing as well, but so like you can really get that down to a minute or two per pair, and that's, like I said, it's all I do in about, like, I don't know, once a quarter of a year or something. Just whenever I feel like my charts are getting too messy, which isn't that often. It's just my zones will get too cluttery and everything. So anyway, I've taken enough time already. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a comment of what you guys have been trading down below and hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Thanks.